This program is brought to you by Omama Royal Chocolate.
Delicious.
No, don't mommy be.
KTA Mobile.
It's the future.
Sam Estate. Slam Technologies.
The whole pen computer square wow teachers no wa botre no betimi a wa eno ani Slam Technologies.
GhanaMats.com. Auction Cars. Jack SP App.
Me kodada.
Tiger Nut Powder. Fourth Wheel Solicitors UK. Eligible App.
Download it on Google Play and Apple Apps.
Hi, my name is Carly, and this is KOFI TV.
All right, this is unusual of me. This interview will be done in English because my guest is someone who wouldn't be able to speak Twi. I don't know if he's
No,
speak
Twi. Yeah.
Have you tried any at all?
You know what? No. I have people speaking to me in Twi, but I haven't spoke.
No, and are you able to understand?
I'm only able to understand hello and thank you.
Hello, okay. How is hello said in
What is
Twi?
it? Not hello, but what is it? Thank you.
Thank you is Madasi.
Madasi.
All right.
Hello. Madasi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. I draw a blank.
Yeah.
We've only been here for like 3 weeks. Y'all got to give me a break.
No, you've done well. So his name is Marcus Taylor, 2 times world champion, bodybuilder, and in fact doing so well. Lucky enough to have him in Ghana. This is his 2nd time, right?
Yes, second time. Yes.
All right. Just give us, run us through a bit about yourself.
My name is Marcus Taylor. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm 2-time WBFF World Bodybuilding Champion. I a businessman. Also, a loving father. That's what I do.
Wow.
That's my #1 job.
Okay. That is being a father.
A father of, I have a 23-year-old. Well, he'll be 23 years old this year. I have a 23-year-old son, and I have a 13-year-old daughter. She'll be 13 this year. Those 2 are the driving force to what I do.
Wow. So bodybuilding, was it just born out of passion or something you really took as?
Actually, it was a dare, to be honest with you. I ended up training with Ali Bey. He was a national level bodybuilder, national champion at that. And when I went to him, I went to him just to work out because I wanted the beach body, I wanted the abs, you know what I mean? I wanted the Vic Tanny, ab workout thing. Sure. And I went to him, and prior I was a wrestler that went to high school, wrestled in high school and college as well. So when I normally went to him, it was like, I seen that he was kind of a big fella, and I was like, okay, yeah, can me and you work out? And he was like, I don't work out, I train. Wow. And I was like, what do you mean you train? I said, what do you do? He says, I'm a bodybuilder. And I said, man, that ain't no sport.
No, so there's a difference between the training and bodybuilding. I thought it's literally
Listen, I'm gonna say this to you, right? I didn't know no better. Okay. Let me just be honest with you. I didn't know no better. Okay. So when I asked him to train, right, he's like, okay, come on. We did 52 incline push-ups, 52 sets of incline push-ups, 52 sets of regular push-ups, 52 sets of dips. After I did the workout, I threw up. And ever since then, I fell in love with bodybuilding.
Okay. So basically, you're looking at the commercial bit of it, but the fun part and just loving what you do.
I mean, I fell in love with it basically by the training itself. Sometimes when you basically training, what happens is that you go to your own little space. And when I'm stressed, when basically things are not You know, when I need to balance myself, I go to the gym. And when I'm at the gym, I feel at one with the iron.
I once watched Arnold Schwarzenegger's interview where he said you need to, in fact, the part that you get your muscles doing what you expect is when you are tired.
Right.
Is that really the
case? That's really the case. I mean,
when you are in your comfort zone, that is not training.
That's not training.
Okay.
When you're in your comfort zone, that's not training. When you outside your comfort zone, when you basically doing those reps, when it feels like you can't go anymore, that's when you get the most growth.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying that basically you need to have bad technique. Do what you can and do as much as you can with perfect technique. And if you basically do as much as you can with perfect technique and keep pushing through your threshold, you're going to be able to always improve.
Okay, meaning there is a technique.
Yeah.
You don't just hit the gym, start lifting.
No. I mean, a lot of people end up doing that. I mean, this is the reason why you have a lot of people who built like this. Because basically they don't have any technique. They do their push-ups, they do their benches like this, they do their pull-ups like this. So your body is made and your body is developed around the way that you exercise. So how you exercise is how you look. So if you see a person with perfect posture, shoulders back, chest is out, that's because they exercise that way. But if you see somebody all hunched over, it's because this is how they exercise. Their muscles develop around the skeleton, around the way that they exercise.
This is deep. But I see, in fact, my cameraman was like, oh, I thought we were coming to one man who you see like muscles all over. Because when I told them we're coming to have an interview with 2 times world champion, they were looking at, you know, that is the perception here in Ghana. If we say someone is a bodybuilder, the person should look very scary. What happens? What is the difference? Your shape and the normal perception.
You talking about the mass monster?
Yeah.
One of the biggest differences is like, for me, everything goes from one muscle group flows into the next. A lot of times that you see a lot of brothers or a lot of bodybuilders, they don't train as such. If you look at me and you look at the older time bodybuilders, me and the older time bodybuilders mirror each other.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So when you look at a Serge Nugrin, I have that body frame where I can still wear a suit and look good.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Where basically you have the mass monsters, that's what we call them. Okay. Right? Where basically, I'm just gonna be frank with you. A lot of people don't let the exercise and do, or let the training build their physique, but they allow the super supplements, or should I say, the sports enhancement drugs to basically build their physique.
Wow. So these sports enhancement drugs, are you for or against?
I'm a professional bodybuilder. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say that I'm not for them, because I'm gonna just be honest, they're in a sport. So if it's just the nature of the game.
Okay.
I'm not a component of abusing them like a lot of people do.
Okay.
But I find that basically competing as a professional athlete is necessary.
So you are for, but not for the abuse of it.
No, not for the abuse of it.
We were at a gym with you and we saw you doing some exercises. You've been in Ghana for a while.
Yeah, around about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
All right. 2.5 weeks. That is, and I understand you were at Cape Coast as well.
Yeah, yes, I was, yes.
And how was the place?
Cape Coast was fine. I mean, I love the Cape Coast. It's a beautiful place, you know what I mean? Like, so for me, this is the first time that I would come to Ghana and be able to actually explore Ghana and to see what Ghana has to offer. Okay. So for me, to be able to travel up there, to be able to see the things that I was able to see, to be able to be a part of the event that I was a part of was monumental to me.
So back to the question, do you see us doing the right thing in terms of the gym? trying to build muscles back here in Ghana?
Okay. I think one of the things with Ghana, I mean, like, I think that a lot of times that you have like professionals that may come into town, a lot of us don't tell the truth about a lot of stuff. A lot of us, I mean, especially when it comes down to a gym, it's expensive to get equipment here, right?
Sure.
So you might not have all the bells and whistles that basically you might have in the States, but it's adequate. You know what I mean? It's adequate to do what I need to do. And as long as basically I have something adequate to do what I need to do, then I'm pretty sure that every bodybuilder here can basically push through and do what they need to do. Like I said, it's just a lot of the secrets that's in the game. A lot of bodybuilders, especially professional bodybuilders that's outside of this continent, they don't share.
There are secrets that we don't know here.
I mean, like, what I'm saying is this, it's like, a lot of people won't know unless they've been told.
That's true.
Right? And most people that basically have the understanding of bodybuilding is what they read in the magazines. Right? Especially coming from Ghana, from different parts of the diasporas. I mean, I've been in, and so even in the Caribbean, it's the same way. A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions until they basically go up on a national stage. And when they go on an international stage, this is a different world than where we came from.
Sure. That is why I was building it to, because we do the lifting here, we get international, and we are not able to go far. That is why. So what are the secrets? What is it that we don't know? What is it that we are not doing right?
I don't think that basically, I think nutrition, I think supplementation, right, is an issue, right? I think that basically a lot of people don't gauge their nutrition, they don't balance their micro and macronutrients. They don't understand the science behind it. That's what I've ran into here for the 2 weeks that I have been here. Another thing is that basically, again, there are sports enhancements that's in this sport. A lot of people are not able to get to those things.
Sports enhancement drugs, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, I'm a very honest person. So at the end of the day, it's like without it, you can't compete on an international stage with it being in an open stage, right? So if it's an open bodybuilding show, you're not going to beat people that's basically using everything, using the pharmacy, and you come in here natural. That's just not going to happen. That's scientifically impossible, right? So with that being said, you facing science against something that's basically, hey, you know, against something that's natural, and on top of that, you're natural, but then don't know the certain things that basically make the chemical compound of the drugs to basically counteract, or take something natural that's going to substitute for what you're missing when you basically get into sports enhancements.
Meaning the sports enhancement drugs are things that as a bodybuilder you definitely need them.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
you can't go natural.
I mean, unfortunately, like in a national level show, no. Like, I mean, an international show that's open, no.
You can't go natural.
If you basically maybe in a natural show, and even in a natural show, I'm suspect of that too.
No, but I know you go for testing, steroid testing and all that. So
I'm gonna say this real to you. Testing for each athlete costs. You think that a promoter is going to basically spend all that money on 300 athletes to test every last one of them? No, he not. He gonna grab his bread, give the people the money, and keep kicking. I mean, when you find yourself in most international shows, nobody's testing for anything. There's no testing shows. When it says open, that's exactly what it means. It's an open show. They not tested. If they say it's natural, they might test the top 3 people, but that's about it. I mean, I'm just telling you how the sport is. I'm just being real. But again, to me, in my viewpoint, natural to me just means that you test natural.
Okay. It doesn't really mean you are natural.
That doesn't mean you're natural, but
natural.
you just tested.
So it means
you beat the test. That's it.
You can induce and test natural.
Yeah. You. Hey man, I'm just being honest. That's how a lot of these pro athletes all over the world get through.
No, but these secrets, hardly will they tell you. Train. But you are telling us you train, you need enhancement. As
I
well.
mean, you know, like I said, a lot of people are not as forthcoming as I am. I shouldn't be this forthcoming because I have sponsors. But everybody knows that I just tell the truth.
That's true. I see Puma. Is that Puma?
Yes, it's Puma.
Okay.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Why do you wear Puma?
I'm a brand ambassador for Puma.
Okay.
Puma is a good brand. I love it the most because they give me a check. No, but on the real, I like the brand. I like the styling. I enjoy Puma. Before, basically, I was even sponsored by Puma. I was wearing Puma gear. So
that's nice. But have you found some natural? You know, back here in Ghana, we understand.
I mean, you guys had it.
There is so much natural.
Y'all
stuff.
got the bomb nutrition out here. Like certain things that basically, like for instance, I'm a brand ambassador for KOFI Foods, and what I'm basically promoting is the tiger nut.
Okay.
And the tiger nut has basically been very, very instrumental in my prep, especially during my down times of basically like my down periods of when I'm not on super supplements. And also the tiger nut, what it does, like any side effects that basically the steroids will give, the tiger nut eliminates it. It makes it null and void. So like with testosterone, you will basically gain, you building up testosterone because your body is not producing it its own. So when you basically take testosterone, what ends up happening is that you taking way much more than what your body actually will produce or need.
Okay.
And what it does is when you have too much testosterone, it converts into estrogen. And when it converts into estrogen, what happens is that basically you have what they call gynecomastia, where you basically build fat tissue in your chest. What they call man boobs, you know how to do is that's what happens when you basically, that's what happens when you basically have too much testosterone in your system. Okay. So what this does is like, what the tiger nut does is it stops that. It acts as a DHT, which blocks that estrogen. Oh. Then also, it basically raises...
the KOFI tiger nuts.
Yes,
organic.
The organic KOFI tiger nut. It stops basically it stops the estrogen from it stops the testosterone from converting into estrogen.
Meaning every bodybuilder needs it.
Oh yeah. On top of that, it builds up natural testosterone. So your own natural testosterone, it builds up. It also helps you with your nitric oxide that basically will basically actually push oxygen to your blood. Through your blood or through your muscles, right? So the more oxygen you have basically building through your muscles, more blood flow that you have, the more oxygen you get. The more oxygen you get from your muscles, the bigger they get. So, hey, he's a triple threat. So, the product is a triple threat. I haven't been sponsored by like supplement companies for a long time. Okay. It's because I knew that beforehand I used to just basically get a check and take a picture. And I said to myself that I would never basically do another brand or support another company for the products I don't use. And this is something that I use on a daily basis.
Okay. You use that Tiger
Yeah,
Nut?
I use Tiger Nut. I use it like 3-4 times a day.
Wow.
I'm taking Tiger Nut 3-4 times a day.
Wow. It's very revealing. We have them here in abundance, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
We don't value them.
No, you.
much
And
as-
that's what I do.
It's interesting.
Another interesting thing is that you guys have Africans, what they call it, the star fruit, right? Or African star fruit. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
And the African star fruit is a natural fat burner. And people don't even base it's natural fat burner and appetite suppression.
Okay.
But if you basically wasn't into chemistry, you wouldn't know that. So, right?
Well, you have some science background, because the way you speak with authority in terms of health benefits and
As a bodybuilder, you have to become a scientist, for real, for real. Like, if you're a bodybuilder who cares about what goes in his body, you have to become a scientist. For amount of the compounds and foods, everything matters. It's down to a science. One little thing off, one meal off. I mean, I'm counting up the grams of how much carbs I eat, what kind of carbs I eat, what it does to my body. So you have to become a little scientist yourself.
That's true.
So if you don't understand what you put in your body, don't understand the chemical compounds of what's put in your body, then you really don't have any clue on what it's actually really doing to you.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, was he natural?
No,
Not at all.
no, not at all.
At all, at all.
Not at all.
We watch his movies and you see him and he will hit the gym and.
I mean, it's an interview.
Yes.
He has an interview where he says that basically he takes sports enhancement drugs.
Okay.
I mean, but again, that's nothing that's new that's in the bodybuilding industry. That we've been doing it for years. We've been doing it since the 60s, 70s.
Wow.
I mean, that's, if you looking in a professional bodybuilding standpoint, or you looking at basically what we do, that's a known fact, right? If you come up close to a bodybuilder, right, that's on a national level, that's on an international level, that's what he does. I mean, I like to say, man, look, we take drugs professionally.
You take them professionally.
No, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's about not abusing, right? A lot of people abuse, right? For me, myself, I think I don't know what other people take, but I take like the minimum possible. If I don't have to take it, guess what? I'm not doing it. I'm not.
Are there substandard enhancement drugs that probably bodybuilders might be taking and thinking of the side effects, especially our part of the world? Have you sampled the ones we have on our market? Are they?
No, I ain't messing around.
No, okay, you bring yours wherever.
I'm not messing around. I mean, like, I have prescription for mine, so at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure that I know what I'm getting, right? So I try to keep everything, legit as possible. Try to make sure that I'm on an up and up, making sure that I'm getting it from a pharmacy, not somebody off the streets, because I got life after bodybuilding. You don't know what you're getting off the streets, but at least I know that if I got a prescription for it and I'm going to a pharmacy, that's 9 times out of 10, that's what I'm going to get, right?
Bodybuilding, does it get to a point where you think it shouldn't exceed? For instance, I like your physique. You can wear suit and look nice. You take off your shirt and you see, yes, this is someone who has really invested in bodybuilding.
Right.
But there are some, you see them and
all over. I could say this to you. We don't look like that until around about, come see me 4 weeks away from the show.
Okay.
You can only hold that kind of conditioning for a very limited time.
Okay.
Right? So when you see people that basically look like there's nothing but basically a layer of skin covering a muscular body, that's only for a period.
Like that for almost the whole year.
Then we know he ain't growing. You cannot keep that type of conditioning and then grow.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, and he got hell of a genetics.
Sure.
You get what I mean? So I think a lot of times, man, I don't know how clean, or I mean, I haven't seen, like, I've seen big cats here, right? But I haven't seen like the level of conditioning that I'm used to seeing.
Okay.
I haven't seen basically the professionalism about the sport that I'm used to seeing, right?
Okay.
I think most of the time, a lot of people think that certain things need to be done a certain way because they read it in a magazine. And I'm gonna just be frank with you. I'm one of these type of people that they interview for these magazines.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you that I'm not gonna tell you on what I'm doing when I'm spending hard-earned money to learn what I learned. I'm gonna tell you some cookie cutter stuff. And I'm gonna put it in the magazine so you can do that cookie cutter stuff. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what I'm doing to basically get to what to where I am. Because guess what? I had to invest that money, you should too.
Okay.
But I'm a softie. I'm not like the rest of everybody else, because nobody would give you, even the stuff that I'm telling you. No other bodybuilders would tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I'm kind of a softie, because at the end of the day, I end up giving out information anyway.
No, but that is good. I like you for your frankness. That is very good. Let's talk about this. Bodybuilding and sex.
Okay.
Does it really affect your sex drive?
Yeah, it does. When I say it affects your sex drive, you may think it the other way.
Okay.
But scientifically, when you look at this thing, the male human body only produces 34 grams of testosterone a week, okay?
Okay.
If your libido is super high and you're a very, very frisky guy, your testosterone levels might be at 36 milligrams a week. 36 to 38 a week.
Okay.
Me, I inject 1,200.
Wow.
Okay? So you can already imagine how I am. If the guy that's very active is basically at 36 milligrams a week, and I'm at 1,200, what do you think I'm like?
No, so does it mean you are more stronger in bed? Bodybuilders are very strong in bed.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this, right? When you have that much testosterone rolling through you, and if you're doing everything right, like if you're doing everything right, plus I'm on Tiger Nut, plus plus I basically have precursors like Proviron that basically is 17 times more potent than Viagra. Man, it's a hard dude out there. If I wasn't disciplined, it would be I could never get enough. Right? Sure. I'll be like the Hot Wheels boy when I was little. They had this commercial. Next, right? So if I wasn't disciplined, it would be that, right?
Wow. But does your manhood shrink?
No,
it doesn't.
I'm gonna say this to you, right? Again, what you do builds muscle, right?
Okay.
So at the end of the day, if you didn't have anything before you started bodybuilding, it may increase it a little bit, but you just didn't ever have anything, right?
Okay.
But I can say this though. What it does do is it strengthens. I mean, it shrinks. It shrinks your testicles, and the reason why it shrinks your testicles is because you're injecting testosterone, so your testicles have no job anymore.
Oh, okay.
Right. So because it has no job, it was oh well, I'm just go basically just sit here.
So bodybuilders have smaller testicles.
Testicle, yeah. Yep.
That's interesting.
I mean, and that's just facts. I mean, like, because you're not building any testosterone, right? And if your body's not building any testosterone, what do you do? What is it going to do? I'm not working, so if I'm not working, that's like if I'm not working out, right?
Sure.
I'm going to get what? Smaller. So that's the same thing with your testicles. If they're not doing no work, they're going to get smaller.
No, but what of those who just take supplements, not injection, but supplements?
I mean, because at the end of the day, you're not basically pushing no real testosterone through your system, so you're not shedding that part down in your body, so no.
Okay.
But like I said, if you on steroids, no, your manhood does not shrink. Okay. It might grow because it's a muscle, and steroids what? Make your muscle grow, right? Okay. So at the end of the day, it might grow. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, that myth is just simply not true. I always tell people, if they had it before, you got it. If they didn't have it, they ain't gonna have it.
Lifting heavy weight that you lift, don't they affect your waist?
No.
In the long
one
run.
of the
yes,
biggest.
I know you have belts. That
I mean, no. See, I don't never use belts.
Okay.
One of the biggest things with me is that basically I try to stay to a point where I don't do a lot of things that basically will cause me to what we say in bodybuilding is like you have stabilizers, right? To stabilize the weight, right? When I'm basically squatting something, right? If I'm squatting free range, then basically I have to stabilize that weight with something. Sure. And it's usually your waist, that waist area. So that's usually how people get blocky, right? Okay. You see where me, I'm shaped and I'm V-tapered. Yeah. That's because that's on purpose, right? Okay. I won't do, like if I'm doing squats, I'll go on a Smith machine. And the reason why I would go on a Smith machine because the weight is already stabilized. Okay. So most core exercises I do, I would do it off a Smith machine, so basically I can take that weight off my waist and basically isolate it on the muscle group that I need to. I don't like these guys with big waist and big stomach talking about their bodybuilders. That was never the case back in the day. And like for me, I'm a student of the game. So for me to come in with more than a 28, 29-inch waist or 30-inch waist talking about you a bodybuilder, that's not how the game was played.
Oh. So what is the average waist?
I mean, nowadays nobody cares. I mean, back in the day, it was always 29, 30. No bigger than 30, you would see bodybuilders. But nowadays, but see, for me, I always take it back to that classic look, right? So for me, it's always small waist, everything else flares out, right? So it's almost that X frame. I always look for that X frame. If I'm not basically achieving that X frame or that V taper, then I'm not happy.
Are you enjoying Ghana?
Man, I'm enjoying Ghana. I've been busy. I've been busy a lot. So now that things are slowing down, I'm able to get around, do what I need to do in Ghana, but I'm enjoying. I see all the pretty women, but I haven't been able to partake though. but I mean, and that's because I'm super busy and I'm trying to basically focus in on my show. But I mean, I'm enjoying the view. I'm enjoying Ghana. I'm especially enjoying all the natural good food.
Oh. So what is next for you? Are you, apart from the 2-time championship
what's
titles,
next?
Are you aiming higher?
For the next show, I have a show that's coming up. I'm also basically doing a documentary. I did this documentary a year and a half ago called The Cure, and I'm also basically following it up with the Cure 2.
Okay.
I'm getting ready for a show in South Africa to qualify for the Mr. Universe show.
Oh, wow.
So in London, November 2nd, I'll basically be in London tearing down a house and getting me a Mr. Universe title.
Wow.
That's the next step. And after that, you know, more business, because I'm all about business.
Sure. Mr. Universe, is that easy?
No, it's not easy. I mean, Mr. Universe is one of the first titles. Actually, it is the first title ever in bodybuilding, Mr. Universe.
Okay.
And for me, it would be for my old coach, Serge Nubrin, who basically won it multiple times. I would definitely basically, you know, cause it that it would be an honor to basically be his pupil and basically win.
Okay, so she's your trainer.
Serge Nubrin was my first trainer, well, second trainer.
Okay.
Right now I'm training with Monique Hayes. She's powerlifting Miss Olympia. Very instrumental, you know, in everything. Like now the aim is to basically get bigger. And if it's anybody that basically that's going to get me to that look, that basically that's going to, you know, garnish that number one spot to be Mr. Universe is her. I trust her completely. And I'm one of these type of people that I don't pick up trainers a lot. I usually do my own prep. And ever since Serge and Ali, I've been doing my own prep for time. And to have her take over my whole prep shows what kind of confidence I have in her. And just the confidence that I have that basically she's going to help me bring this title home. You know, so she's a very, very intricate part in what I'm doing right now. And I have nothing but appreciation for what she's doing for me because I'm growing by leaps and bounds.
Wow. We wish you the best. But finally, any advice to young bodybuilders, general bodybuilders in Africa? If you are to meet them in a class, what will you say as your final words?
My final words, I have 3 points. Make sure that your nutrition is on point. Your nutrition and supplementation is on point. Make sure that basically you train hard and proper. And worry about your business, because everything is a business, so make it your business to be in it. People worry about winning on stage so much, but they never think about winning off the stage. It's okay. It's like us as professional athletes, especially black athletes. We get money, but then don't know what to do with it. And that's the only regret that I've had in the past, that basically I made money, but didn't know what to do with it. So now it's about basically making sure that basically your business is off the stage is taken care of. Because you can only bodybuild so long, but your businesses and your brand will outlast your bodybuilding career. So my advice is to make sure that basically you handle your business off stage.
Back here, most bodybuilders are used as bodyguards, used as tags, political campaign time used in causing mayhem here and there.
But they got brains. You understand what I'm saying? Just because you're a bodybuilder doesn't mean that you don't have a brain. I have different businesses, right? Because I understand that basically it's more than just my look that's going to basically get me somewhere. I have to basically invest in other things besides basically being a bodyguard. You know what I mean? Besides being a model. Because your body is only gonna last you for so long. So at the end of the day, you gotta learn how to basically pick good investments, right? Pick things that basically you love outside of bodybuilding and to invest in. Invest in other people. You know what I mean? So those are the things that basically, as an athlete, and I'm not just saying bodybuilders, but all black athletes, we need to do. We need to learn how to invest. We need to basically learn how to make our money work hard for us instead of us working hard for the money.
That's deep. Marcus, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
No doubt.
This was, I like your frankness, and I would say keep it up.
Oh, no doubt, man. Always.
All right. All right, so that will be it for today. Marcus Taylor. In fact, I believe you've learned a lot, just like I did. Thanks for watching.
This program is brought to you by Omama Royal Chocolate,
Delicious.
No, don't mommy be.
KTA Mobile,
It's the future.
Sam Estate, Slam Technologies,
The whole pen computer school wow. Teachers no wa botre no betimi achire wa enu ani Islam technologies.
GhanaMats.com, Auction Cars, Jack SP App,
Me kodada.
Tiger Nut Powder, Fourth Wheel Solicitors UK, Eligible App.
Download it on Google Play and Apple App Store.